In the headlines, victims of Abuja Kaduna train attack say they're still struggling 1 year after incident. INEC assures of credible supplementary elections in Adamawa as PDP calls for deployment of security in Kebbi. Nigeria Center for Disease Control and CDC confirms 5 new cases of COVID-19. And lastly, on the international scene, 2 die after a hot air balloon catches fire in Mexico. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Mardia Umar. Thank you for joining. Now the news in detail. 1 year after the sad event, victims of Abuja Kaduna train attack are still battling with health challenges, trauma, and are unable to cater for themselves, as many of them lost their source of livelihood while in captivity. In this report, Trust TV's Bello Musa spoke with some of the victims who narrate their ordeal 1 year after the attack. According to them, life has not been the same since their return. The report.
I don't know, that was at the moment they shot my brother. He screamed. When he screamed, then everybody started coming out from where he died. He didn't die. They shot him on his feet. I was shot here, and then there was a bullet that passed through here, my hands, everything was blood.
Jesse John was among the passengers kidnapped by terrorists on Abuja Kaduna train on 28 March last year. They said they are still living with the trauma and other health challenges and left alone to take care of medical bills.
2 days of taking medication from the hospital they took us. I've not taken anything up to this moment. No one has ever checked me except my family and the people I call a family too. People that actually got my back.
And then even the treatment that were given to us by the government after our release, I felt like it wasn't efficient enough. So I was still having some sickness in me. Like I wasn't feeling too good. I was pale, weak, and experiencing some health challenges.
They said life is biting hard on them as they find it difficult to meet basic demands, but depending on relatives and friends to survive.
Because at the moment, I can remember a few weeks back where all of us are crying because since our release, things change. We are no more the way, like we don't live our life the way we used to be before at all. And now I'm home doing nothing. So I'm just home. I'm doing nothing. I'm just surviving by the God's grace.
I never expected anything from the government. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't, still fine. I felt abandoned. Yeah, I feel that way. I actually feel that way. I felt like I don't have a right to my own country.
I have a lot of people, but when I came back, I lost a lot of things. There is a project that I'm doing. Before I came back, the project was assigned to another one, to another NGO. So I lost.
Peace Benjamin's education was disrupted after she was abducted, though she wants to further her education.
Yes, I also have the financial challenges for everything because even my school, I still need I need finances to further my school because things are, like I said, my family have been going through some kind of financial challenges, and that was why I was here, and that was why I think I was involved in this. I was around to involve in this cruel accident. Yes, but I just hope that I find assistance. I don't know.
Several months after these victims were released by the terrorists, they seem to have lost hope from authorities, but believing girls' intervention will come. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
The Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) is to build emergency communication centers in 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. Executive Vice Chairman of the Commission, Umar Garba Dambetta, who stated this in Enugu on Saturday at the ongoing Enugu International Trade Fair, said the aim is to bridge the gap between distress and emergency response agencies in the country. Dambetta, who was represented by the Director of Public Affairs of the NCC, Ruben Muoka, said all telecoms operators are mandated to route emergency calls through the dedicated 3-digit toll-free number from each state to the emergency centers within the state. Dambetta explained that the operators who should be residents in states where the communication centers are installed will process the distress call and contact the response agency at the NCC headquarters, whose duty is to handle the cases. On its challenges, Dambetta described cybercrime and e-fraud as another issue confronting the industry. Muoka said that the Commission had created a toll-free number as a second-level complaint, which allows consumers to escalate unresolved issues by their service providers to the Commission for effective resolution. Ahead of the April 15th Adamawa supplementary election, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has vowed to ensure credible and seamless election that is devoid of rancor in the state. Salis Lawan reports that leaders of major political parties in the state are now crisscrossing the aforementioned 69 polling units where the supplementary election is to be held, with the hope of winning a substantive percentage of votes that can swing victory in their favor. His report.
According to the Electoral Commission, the March 18 governorship election in Adamawa was cancelled due to overvoting. INEC noted that council votes in the election were more than the margin of victory between the incumbent Adamawa State Governor and People's Democratic Party candidate Ahmadu Fintri and the runner-up Binani of the APC. Few days after the election was declared inconclusive by INEC, the All Progressive Congress governorship candidate Aishatu Binani have alleged that results of 16 local governments were rigged in favor of the incumbent. Both as the supplementary poll draws near, both APC and the PDP are confident of winning the election.
It is a very clear victory for the APC. It is a very, very clear victory. The PDP has lost this election. And we will not step down from that position that we want these, beavers revisited. We want a review of the beavers. Everybody should stay calm. Everybody should continue doing, what they're supposed to do. When the time comes, if we are going in, we will definitely tell our people. And then if we've taken any other option, we will also inform them. So we know, we are still in contact with our people and our supporters, So we believe it's a question of time.
We are doing our best to talk to most of our members to make sure that they go out peacefully and exercise their right by casting their vote, and also to make sure that what they casted was announced by the INEC. So we are just appealing to INEC to make sure that they do justice and fairness to the electorate. We people of Adamawa State, we already make our choice. We tell the whole world, we show the whole world that we vote for PDP, we vote for Ahmadu Fintri to come back to continue his good work. So the issue of inconclusive is not new to Adamawa State. It's not new to PDP. We have been winning inconclusive, even in 2019. That's why I'm used to say that 2019 is repeating itself in 2023.
On security for the supplementary election, the Adamawa Command of the Nigeria Police urged candidates and their supporters to see the exercise as an election and not war. Avoid inflammatory statements.
We are always proactive, and being also very proactive in all that we do. We have designed another security template. We are now re-strategizing to see how we are going to cover these areas, make it conducive, well secured for electorates to go and exercise the processes. So be rest assured that we are planning, and we are planning very well. All we need is safety of lives and properties, and we are going to at least see that much is done in securing these environments.
the Independent National Electoral Commission explained that 42,785 are the number of registered voters in the 69 polling units that the supplementary election will take place. Other than that, out of the number, 37,706 permanent voter cards were collected. Salis Lawan, Trust TV News, Yola.
The People's Democratic Party in Kebbi State have called on President Muhammadu Buhari to deploy more security agents to the state for the April 15 supplementary elections. While briefing journalists on Saturday in Birnin Kebbi, the Director General for PDP's governorship campaign, Abubakar Shehu, said the call to the president became necessary in the face of intimidation and persecution of members and supporters of the PDP by APC, the ruling party. The party also asked INEC to reorder the election in Nkakski to allow PDP's candidate to participate, saying if the supplementary election is allowed to be conducted under a peaceful atmosphere, PDP will win. He called on security agencies and INEC to be fair and just in their involvement in the supplementary elections. Reacting, APC's public relations officer, Isa Salafi, denied the allegation of persecution of PDP members by the APC-led government, saying there was nothing like that. The All Progressives Congress, APC, has directed its legal team to seek redress against the declaration of New Nigeria People's Party NNPP governorship candidate and Governor-elect Abba Kabiru Yusuf as the winner of the 18th March election in Kano. The party disclosed that though the APC candidate Nasir Gowda was congratulated by the governor-elect, the APC is of the strong conviction that the declaration exercise is in violation of the laid-down electoral laws, which prompted the decision by APC to seek legal redress. Making the assertion, the party's spokesperson Ahmed Arua stated that the Kano APC folds the results declared by INEC, which confirmed the candidate of the NNPP as the winner of the governorship polls. According to him, the declaration of the winner of the elections as announced by INEC contravenes the provisions of the laws regulating the overall conduct of the elections. He disclosed that the state's party hierarchy has directed its legal organ to proceed to challenge the outcome of the elections before the state governorship election petition tribunal sitting at Amila Road Court Complex. Now, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Rivers State, Tony Cole, has stormed the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Port Harcourt, demanding the release of the certified true copies of the March 18th governorship election results. The move follows a court order mandating INEC to provide the results. The report.
Cole, who addressed journalists at the INEC office, said despite applications and court injunctions mandating INEC to release the documents, the commission has not availed them with any document. He said the action of the commission has stolen his party's preparations to seek redress at the election tribunal.
I'm not happy at all. We've come to INEC to express our deep frustration at what is going on. Essentially, we are time-bound. We have 21 days from the time that the elections were declared to file. Some of our House of Assembly candidates had their declaration on the 18th, on the day of election. 2 weeks have gone. We've written, we've put in for documents, we've required for INEC to release CTC documents. 2 weeks, nothing. They've not released one single CTC document.
The state APC legal advisor, Dike Ihanyechukwu, said the party would shut down the commission's office on Monday if their demands were not met. Ihanyechukwu wondered why INEC had yet to release the documents, saying the action of the commission is suspicious.
I wonder why INEC, why REC cannot instruct his principal staff here, the HOD operations and OCO to release CTC results. It's our right to demand so. The law empowers us to do so. So why are they delaying it? Why are they delaying it? Because they have connived with certain individuals that they think are powerful in the states, and they are enriching themselves, and they think parties should suffer. They think APC should not challenge the illegality they did at the field. Let me tell you, a few days ago, on record, they invited EOs. Some EOs came here to review their results, to review what they brought from the field. What are they doing?
Tonya Cole was accompanied by his running mate, Innocent Bariko. The state APC chairman Emeka Becker, and the Publicity Secretary, Darlington Nwoju.
And away from Rivers State, human rights lawyers in the country have called on Nigerians not to allow ethnicity to divide them despite political affiliation, as the unity of the country should be the driving force behind their daily lives. They were speaking on the debate around states of origin as presidency, following the ethnic narrative that reared its head in the build-up to the just concluded elections in Lagos State. The report.
Elections in Nigeria have always been contested along religious and ethnic lines. Following the victory of the Labour Party in Lagos during the presidential poll, campaigns around ethnicity reigned supreme days to the governorship election. But legal practitioners in the state said Nigerians should look beyond this sentiment and instead embrace humanity by thinking of how to get the country better and what the incoming government can do to calm frayed nerves. The Chairman Board of Trustees Human Rights Monitoring Agenda, Barrister Lekon Alabi, and his counterpart, Barrister Kabir Akimbolu, speak on the right of citizens to contest for positions as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution and issues of tribal differences.
By virtue of provision of Section 41 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as uttered, every Nigerian citizen has right to reside and live in any part of the country without molest, without embarrassment, without being hustled up and down.
Those are the two cities that I know, but I know that in Kaduna State, the freedom that non-indigenous have here, is not, it's next to none. Because Lagos give all the rooms. Go to any sector, you see non-indigenous. Under Tinubu, the president-elect, the commissioner for budget or economic planning is an Igbo man.
They both advise residents on how to go about politicking in Lagos State, which they say is unique in Nigeria.
Should be allowed to contest in Kano. A man from Nnewi should be allowed to contest in Kaduna, and Kaduna indigenous should be able to contest in Ibadan. This will be better for all of us because we are saying we are calling for unity of Nigeria. We are saying we are one, we are this, we are that. Those are the ways we can tackle it.
The issue of security was the question that the Nigerians must be asking from the incoming government. How the incoming government is going to address the issue of ASU strike. It's unthinkable for our children to be at home for 8 months. These are the questions that Nigerians are supposed to be asking.
As a state that is heavily populated by Nigerians from every tribe, they advise Nigerians to approach politics in Lagos from the perspective of competence, capacity, and what would-be leaders can offer Nigerians instead of resorting to tribal sentiments.
If you're just joining us, this is the news updates on Trust TV. Still to come, we'll take a look at the story of first-class graduate without a job. Details of this story and more after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. This is the news updates on Trust TV. A recap of our top stories. We told you that victims of Abuja Kaduna train attacks say they're still struggling 1 year after incident. And INEC assures of credible supplementary elections in Adamawa as PDP calls for the deployment of security in Kebbi. Moving on to other stories, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) has announced that Nigeria recorded 5 new cases of COVID-19 from 25th of February to the 31st of March 2023. According to the center, the new cases were reported from Lagos and Rivers states. In the latest NCDC situation report, which was released on Saturday, Rivers State recorded 4 cases while Lagos recorded a single case. The latest figure has raised the total number of confirmed COVID-19 infections in Nigeria to 266,665. NCDC stated that as of Saturday, 259,951 cases have been discharged and 3,155 deaths have been recorded in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. It noted that Abia, Kaduna, Kano and Nasarawa reported no cases, other than that a multi-sectional National Emergency Operations Center will continue to coordinate the national response activities. Now, many first-class graduates from Nigerian public universities have been said to find it difficult to secure jobs after graduation. Others are not usually allowed to pick up lecturing jobs in the schools they graduated from, as they would need to secure at least a master's degree. The irony of graduating with flying colors yet facing the difficulty of securing jobs is the focus of this report by Usman Balarabe. Take a look.
The non-retention of first-class graduates by many of Nigeria's public universities has continued to affect the lives of many of Nigeria's best brains, like Ibrahim Babangida, a first-class graduate who was hoping to work as a lecturer in the university he graduated as one of the best students, which now works as an internet cafe shopkeeper in that same university.
Even though I graduated as the best student from the department, still there is no job for us. So now I currently work as an internet cafe shopkeeper, reporting to the owner of the business, but still I have faith in the future that my dream will be fulfilled, inshallah.
In 2022, the House of Representatives had urged Nigeria's federal ministries, departments and agencies to give automatic job offers to first-class graduates in order to contribute to nation building. Trust TV looked deeply into why first-class graduates from many of Nigerian public universities are not retained, and how will their retention solve many problems of public universities.
The retention of first-class graduates or the best of the brains for every department there will solve the manpower challenges any university will have.
To understand why many first-class graduates with good grades are not retained by the universities they graduated from, a former Vice-Chancellor of National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Abdullah Obadam, explains that the federal government's employment embargo is one of the reasons.
Not offering jobs to first-class graduates is not necessarily a policy of the university that they don't want them. It could be because of employment policy. Government has restricted its employment policies now. Regardless of whether you have first class or third class, there is a restriction on employment.
How will the retention of first-class graduates contribute to the development of Nigeria's university education? And what is the implication of their non-retention? Let's find out from the National University Commission, NUC, the agency that works to improve on the quality of Nigeria's university education.
First-class graduates are supposed to be retained because a university as it is an elitist system, whereby they will be able to help the system grow better because they were trained solidly in the enterprise of knowledge.
As Ibrahim continued to struggle for survival as an internet cafe shopkeeper in the same university he graduated as one of the best students, his passion to share knowledge with students has continued to be his lifetime ambition as he dedicates time to tutor young students in order to help them excel in their academic endeavors. Usman Bello Balarabe, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The republics of Cuba and Nicaragua, through their presidents, have joined the growing list of countries congratulating Nigeria's president-elect Bola Tinubu on his victory in the February 25th presidential polls. This is contained in a statement from the office of the president-elect and signed by Tunde Rahman on Saturday. Also, the Developing Aid Organizations for Economic Cooperation, the D8, has also extended felicitations to the president-elect on his electoral success. In a congratulatory letter to Tinubu and signed by President Miguel Diaz-Canel Bermudez, the Cuban government described his election as a reaffirmation of the will to continue to strengthen the historical relations of friendship between the two countries. On its part, Nicaragua, in a letter signed by President Daniel Ortega Saavedra and Rosario Murillo, expressed the best wishes for Nigeria's peace and prosperity. The D8 statement, signed by its Secretary General and Nigerian-born Ambassador Isiaq Abdulkadir Imam, showered praises on Nigeria for its active membership of the organization founded more than 25 years ago, expressing the organization's confidence that Nigeria under the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government will be more peaceful and prosperous and emerge as an economic powerhouse in Africa and on the global stage. The D8 added that it looks forward to working with the administration to realize the aims and objectives of the organization. And on the foreign scene, 2 people have died after a hot air balloon flying near Mexico's famed Teotihuacan archaeological site caught fire. The government of the state of Mexico said in a statement that the passengers jumped from the balloon, adding that a child suffered burns. It identified the victims as a 39-year-old woman and a 50-year-old man without providing their names. It said that the minor had suffered second-degree burns to the face as well as a fracture of the right femur. It did not say whether there were any other passengers on the balloon. And right now, let's take a look at what's happening in sport. Petra Kvitova claimed her maiden Miami Open title with an impressive straight-set victory over Elena Rybakina. And following a marathon 30-point first-set tie-break, Kvitova faced the first problems in the second and sealed a 7-6, 16-14 and 6-2 win. It ended a 30-match winning streak for Wimbledon champion Rybakina, who was chasing the Sunshine Double after triumphing at Indian Wells last month. 2-time Grand Slam winner Kvitova, who is 33 years old, will move back into the world top 10 for the first time since September 2021 with 1,000 ranking points, which accomplished her victory. And this brings us to the end of the news updates at this hour. For more, you can follow us across all our social media platforms. My name is Martia Umar. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.